Hello, it's System Review time, and today we're going to be looking at the Intellivision Flashback. Before I get started, disclaimer, or rather legal obligation. This is a press sample. I didn't buy this myself. I was given this to review by Funstock at funstock.co.uk. I am not being paid to make this video, and I am free to say whatever the hell I like about it. So if I think it's great, I will say so. If I don't, I will say so. You know how it works with me by now. I say what I think, and sometimes what I think is quite blunt. But let's have a look. First of all, what is a flashback? No. First of all, what is an Intellivision? This is an Intellivision. A real, genuine Mattel Intellivision from 1970 something or other. I can't remember. It's like Atari 2600 era. It's actually a 16-bit console. It was the first 16-bit console as far as I'm aware, but it also just goes to prove that the number of bits in your system doesn't necessarily reflect how powerful it is. Because while Mega Drives and SNESes and Amigas were 16-bit, this is in no way anywhere near that kind of capability. 8-bit era, 8-bit kind of capability, regardless of the CPU. This particular one, the colours are a bit screwy on this. It works fine, it displays okay, but the colours are all wrong. And one of these days I'll maybe get one that displays in the right colours, but whatever, that's part of the reason why you don't see many Intellivision games on my channel. But that is the real thing. How does that compare, size-wise, with this? Well, yeah, you can see for yourself. But that's an Intellivision Flashback. What is a flashback? Well, the first flashback that I'm aware of was this. It is the Atari Flashback. It's called it Mini 7800 because the design is based on the 7800 very, very loosely. Nice joystick. But internally, well, NES on a chip, really. And they ported the games, sort of. So they're an approximation of the Atari originals. With that in mind, because I didn't think an awful lot of that, to be honest, because it was a NES on a chip, authenticity in the actual games was meh, not quite right. That made me cautious, I guess, when approaching this. I thought, is this just going to be a NES on a chip? Is this going to be... Well, technically speaking, it's a plug and play. It's a games console. You plug it straight into your telly. You've got your joypads and all the games are built in. There's no cartridges, there's no discs, none of that. You just plug it in and you play. So technically it is a plug and play. However, unlike your typical plug and play, there is some thought involved in the design. As you saw, it looks a lot like an Intellivision. It's just smaller, and unlike a real, genuine, old school, big Intellivision, the controllers don't fit in there because, well, they're too big, obviously. But that's no criticism. I mean, it's stylish the way the original Intellivision does that, but you can't expect that on a thing like this. But the controllers themselves, let me show you. Let me drag the real Intellivision a bit closer. Okay, flashback controller, Intellivision controller. Yeah, tell the difference? No, not really. How about feel? Not really. Can't really tell. Number pads? No, can't tell the difference. Side buttons. Yeah, you can tell the difference with the side buttons. The original Intellivision buttons are a little bit of a... they're rubber rather than plastic. But the ones on the Flashback are a little bit softer and a little bit squishier. In operation, I can't remember how good or responsive the original Intellivision ones are. These are a little bit... they're not unresponsive, but they're not completely as precise as you might want. Most of them are actually. I just found one of them while I was using it was a little bit vague on occasion, but not a big deal. It, generally speaking, and I mean you're always... oh dear. Excuse me while I trash the place and chuck my Intellivision around. Yeah, you're always going to get a little bit of variation in responsiveness of switches, so it's in that respect about what I would expect. In terms of authenticity, bang on. I don't know if this pad is 8-way or 16-way. I know the original ones are 16-way, I think, or something like that. They made a big deal about that back in the day. I don't know. But they work. They feel nice. It feels authentic. So there's that. Let's have a look at the thing itself. What have you got? You've got a power button there. You've got a reset button next to it. You'll have a little power light just there that comes on when you power it up. AV out here, which goes to your white and yellow, what are they, composite, call it what you like. I plug those into a SCART adapter which I've got plugged into my telly. Now this matters. This output is NTSC. So most modern TVs, mine in particular, I didn't even know about it. I didn't give it a thought initially. This will be fine on a modern LCD TV. Retro gamers, being what they are, might want to play on a cathode ray tube TV. That might be a problem. Unless you've got a cathode ray tube TV that will run NTSC, you're probably going to be out of luck. Personally, I mean, I couldn't give a monkey's because I don't use cathode ray tube TVs unless I've got a system that absolutely won't run on my TV here. But for some people, maybe that will bother them. Another thing, another quirk, if you like, this has come from America. And as such, it has an American power supply. And you might think, oh my God, I can't use that. What I've been using is one of these. It's basically an American or Japanese to UK adapter, but you don't need anything as fancy as that. I've been using that because it's what I've got. But I spoke to Andy at Funstock, and he uses just a cheap, get one from Wilko's or Tesco's or probably Poundland travel adapter, because this will run, it says it on it, if I can read it, AC 100 to 240 volts. All you need is the adapter that adapts the shape of the plug. Power wise, this will run British Power. You just need a cheap adapter. You can pick them up anywhere. This information apparently is available on the website. I didn't notice it because attention to detail and me, I hadn't noticed, and I asked Andy about it and he said no, cheap travel adapter and it will be fine. So not a big deal, but worth bearing in mind if you order one and then find, hold on, I can't use this. Yeah, you can. It's not a problem. So what else can I tell you? Right, thanks to the power of editing, I can show you the thing I forgot to show you, which is these. These are little overlay cards that you put into or onto the number pad. They appear to have, oh, that's clever as well. They've got a protective layer that I guess you take off because it's coming off as I put it in. That's nice in itself. So when you get them, they are very nice and clean and smooth, and they just slide in. Well, I guess like that. I got that right. I seem to have that right. They go on there like that, and you can see what they basically tell you what the buttons do. You don't have to worry about what number button you're pushing. Yes, that is on right. You just push like that, says auto fire, and I can't see what the other two say because I'm on the wrong side of it. Single shot and hyperspace, and they tell you that these are your fire buttons, the lower ones. Direction, don't know. Yeah, it's clever. And it's other systems have used that kind of methodology, and for the life of me I can't think of any right now, but I know that they do. Anyway, you get loads of different cards for the different games, and you get 2 cards for each game because, well, you might be playing 2-player. Do we have a set for each? I mean, there are 50 games on the console. It doesn't, I don't know if we've got 50. No, there isn't an overlay for every single game. I guess there is just an overlay for those that need them. But they're great, they're cool, and they're very, I say authentic. I mean, that's what they used back in the day, and it is very, it's in keeping. It's, I keep using the word authentic, but that's what it is. I like that, that's impressive. While I'm here, I haven't shown you the box because everyone wants to see the, well, I don't care about boxes, but some people do, so I'll show you. That is the box. It's a nice quality box. You know, I'm not a person who can get excited over boxes, but it's pretty good. I find it amusing it says age 5+. I don't know. I'm going to get on to who I think this is aimed at. I don't think it's aimed at 5-year-olds, but obviously that means it's safe or suitable for them, regardless of whether they would want to or appreciate its finer qualities. It just amuses me. Right, I'm going to point the camera at the telly now and show you what it's like. Okay then, let's have a look first of all at what games are on it. Before we actually have a look at any games themselves, we'll just see what is there. I'll read them for you just in case you're struggling to read the writing. I don't see why you should, but maybe. Armour Battle, Astro Smash, Auto Racing, B-17 Bomber, Backgammon, Blowout, Body Slam Wrestling, Bomb Squad, Bowling, Boxing. Brick Out, Buzz Bombers, Checkers, Chess, Chip Shot Golf, Crown of Kings, Deep Pockets Pool, Frog Bog, Golf, Hard Hat, Horse Racing, Hover Force, Las Vegas Roulette, Learning Fun 1, Learning Fun 2, Math Fun, I'm sure that's an oxymoron, Minotaur, Motocross, Night Stalker, Pinball, Poker and Blackjack, Royal Dealer, Sea Battle, Shark Shark, Sharp Shot, Slam Dunk Basketball, Slapshot Hockey, Snafu, Soccer, Space Armada, Space Battle, Space Cadet, Space Hawk, Space Spartans, Spiker Volleyball, Stadium Mud Buggies, Star Strike, Sub Hunt, Super Pro Decathlon, Super Pro Football, Takeover, Tennis, Thin Ice, Thunder Castle, Tower of Doom, Triple Action, Utopia, Vectron, Word Fun, and World Baseball. And then it goes back to the start. Now, you get a manual of sorts with your flashback. Let me put that down for a moment. It looks like that. It's not ever so big. It has all the basic information you will need, including a little bit of information about the games. You can't see that. I don't know why I'm showing it to you. Very basic information. It just gives you like the basic concept of what the game is about, which on some of these games, and I'll show you, will not be enough to know what on earth you're meant to be doing. However, to quote from this here manual, for complete and detailed instructions, go to www.intellivisiongames.com, where you will find all the original manuals for these games. So that's good. Personally, if I was going to go along there and I wanted instructions, I would print it out, because you don't want to have to keep pulling up a web page to see how to play your game. But that's good. It would have been nice to have the instructions with it, but you can't have everything, and it is nice that they tell you about it in there. So let's have a look. Armor Battle. You see, I expect this to be like Combat on the Atari. That's not the button I wanted. And I don't know where I'm going now. There. Okay. I pressed the wrong button. Right. I pressed the enter button. You don't do that. You press the trigger button, one of them. And how authentic is that? Because that is what Intellivisions do when you boot a game up. Okay then. This, I initially, just looking at the title, expected to be like Combat. Clearly it isn't. Alright. Well, it sort of is, in that you have tanks and you drive them around, but it's not. Well, it's visually vastly superior to Combat on the Atari. And what? I don't know why I was all of a sudden controlling the other tank for a moment then. That was quite strange. Yeah, but because you've got two buttons, you don't like just point in the direction and push forward or whatever. You push a button to accelerate. Why does it I have no idea how I suddenly took over the other tank, but yeah, that's kind of strange. Oh, I'm very confused. Can you go off the screen? No, you can't. So, I mean, this would be a two-player game, and that black tank that I'm shooting at would be firing back at me if I had a player too. But I don't. I'm sad and lonely. I'm not actually sad and lonely. I'm married and very happily so. But my wife's at work and she wouldn't really want to play this anyway. But I'm finding it amusing and impressive. You know, I've gone into the trees. I'm in the Ardennes. I'm about to break through into France from Belgium. And nobody knows because they can't see me and don't think you can have tanks in the trees. Yeah. It's impressive. I'm not sure how well it would play how you put the pad into a certain position and it swaps which tank you're controlling. That's quite interesting. I just don't know how I did it. Yeah, okay, let's move on and have a look at something else. Okay, yeah, real quality work going on here. I meant to press reset on the flashback and I actually pressed the off button on the camera. Brain? I can't brain today. Auto racing. I haven't actually looked at that yet, so we'll have a look at that now. Because you know me, I like a good racing game. Select course, okay. Select cars, okay. How? This is where lots of options and things actually become not necessarily a good thing. I'm going to have to edit this, aren't I? Okay. I had to press something on. How? Oh God. Oh God. Oh, right, okay. You just steer left and right, and oh my God. Do we have brakes? Yeah, we have brakes. That's good. So it's like auto accelerate. Oh God, get back! Oh, you Burke. More. Yeah, get on the track, you numpty. Oh dear. No, oh God. That's not really especially controllable. Come on, turn, damn it. Okay. Am I using the wrong controller, maybe? No, that one doesn't do anything. Oh, God. Alright, I probably am missing some detail here. Okay. What? I've done some editing, but it's not really... Oh, God. It's not really helped. There are some odd control things going on here that I can't quite fathom. Some weird, weird ways of doing this. It's like you turn it, oh God. You don't rotate the disc thing, but you do something that's a bit odd. You push on the side that you want to turn, like it's a steering wheel, and then you sort of run your thumb around it as if you were turning the wheel without actually, because you can turn the disc, but turning it doesn't seem to make a difference. If I just push left, oh dear, oh God, oh come on, no, that's a shadow. You can't. I suppose I crashed into a bush. Yeah, okay, that's we'll stop that. I don't know what I'm doing with that. I need instructions, and I haven't gone to the website. So B-17 bomber, I've had a look at that. I'm not going to load that up now because I know I don't know what I'm doing, and I would need to load up the web page to read the instructions. And instructions? Me? Really? No, come on. What else have... you see, some of these are two-player games, and me being here all on my own, they don't make ideal demonstration type fodder, shall we say. Frog bog, because everyone wants a frog in their bog. I am the pink frog on the left. Yay. I like this game. I don't know if you need to push a button to... No, you don't. You just jump at the flying bugs and try and eat them with your big green tongue. And the other frog is also competing with you for foodage. And I think, oh, you do push a button to make his tongue come out. Okay, we'll get off, that bug is mine. Yeah. It's a really simple game, but it's fun. Gimme. Come on. Eat the bugs. Eat them. There we go. I think I licked the other frog then. The tongue only seems to come out if you're like in the vicinity of a bug. Maybe. Yeah. Oh, come on. You're not trying. Anyway, you get the gist. It's the law of the jungle. Don't let your frog starve. That kind of thing. Let's see, what else? Golf, hard hat. I'm just looking for stuff I've tried and I'm slightly familiar with. Space Cadet, Space Hawks, but they like their space, don't they? Star Strike, now that's quite a classic, I believe. I'm not going to try and play it because I don't know. I'm like... This, again, this is a two-player game. But I don't have another... I don't have a player two. Here we go. So it's just me versus the computer, which won't actually do anything when it gets the ball. I remember in a magazine article way back in the day, they compared this soccer on the Intellivision with real sports, football or soccer or whatever it was, on the Atari, and they concluded that this was the better game. And this is actually brilliant with this disc controller. I'm running around like, you know, like I know what I'm doing with this geezer, and that's great. And he scores, and the crowd goes because it's not real people. Come on then. Oh, I'm going to have to push a button on the other pad. There. Come on then. Do something, geezer. There. There we go. Now I can just go and steal the ball. This is how I like to play football. Minimal competition. Can I... I'm just seeing how many ways of... how many directions there are. Is it like 8-way or 16-way or something? Don't know. But this is where, like... the 16-way on the original system really helped. It made things more detailed in the ways that you could play. I'm not sure. This might just be 8-way. Doesn't really matter. It plays. Hey, look. Let's just. Oh! He wouldn't let me just run across the line. Let's try that again. Nope. Boot it then. There you go. Yeah. What was the thing I was looking for? Here we go. Stadium Mad Buggies. Number of players. 1. Events, whatever. 6 to start the event. Okay. Press enter. Get ready to roll. Okay. This may not be the game I was thinking of. Come on then. Okay. Yep. Oh, get off. This. You see, this is great. Whoops! You could not do this on an Atari 2600. This is a reason to own an Intellivision if it's 1979 or something. This is great. it's a level of technical ability that, well, the ColecoVision could have done this, obviously, but the 2600 could not. And it's fun. Although at the moment it is just like we're travelling in one direction diagonally and not doing a lot else. We need to turn a corner, please. Give us something to do other than sit and hold a button. Oh dear, we're going to have to sort of slalom zigzaggy walks it there. Again, this is where... Oh crap, God. I'm going the wrong bloody way. This is where the disc controller for steering is fantastic. You don't turn the disc, but you run your thumb around it like you would run your... I'm going the wrong bloody way. I'm still going the wrong bloody... Wow, come on. Get up there, you numpty. To get up these really long, steep bits, you do have to sort of slalom so you're not going up at such an acute angle. It's clever. Whoever thought of this did a good job, and now we're going for a swim. How the car doesn't just like conk out going through the water, I don't know, because obviously they have that level of realism. Round the corner and slam into the side, because we can't drive for... God, come on, get up there, you Burke. Oh. Wow. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Oh, God. Come on. I'm going to stop there. You get the gist. That's excellent. I really like that a lot. Okay, I'm going to stop now with the camera at the screen thing and talk a bit more. Basically give my conclusions. What do I think of this thing? Who do I think it's aimed at? that kind of thing. So bear with me for a moment. Okay then, conclusions. What do I think about this? First of all, actually, what is in this? I have to be honest, I couldn't tell. Is it a NES on a chip? Is it miniaturized Intellivision hardware, like a replica, where they've copied the hardware backwards, reverse engineered and whatnot onto a Intellivision on a chip? I don't know. Is it ARM based with emulation? I'm not sure. There were occasions where I saw dithering patterns to simulate more colours, and I can't remember, and I've not played enough actual Intellivision games to know, did the Intellivision do that? It might be a NES on a chip, because I know they do that kind of thing. But I don't actually think it matters. It felt like playing an Intellivision. There was nothing that made me go, oh, that's not right. Where I was playing that Atari Flashback thing on Battlezone, and I was looking at it and thinking, this is all wrong. That didn't happen while I was playing this. But I'm not an Intellivision purist or aficionado. I'm not familiar enough to know. But it felt good to me. It felt good enough. So the video quality, the image quality that comes out of it is sharper than you would get out of an original Intellivision, because it's coming out of these, and it's not an RF lead going into a cathode ray tube TV. It's a little bit sharper, but it's not like playing on an emulator. And that's a good thing, because they are so crisp and sharp that they just don't feel, I'm going to keep using this word, they don't feel authentic. You know you're not playing the real thing. Thinking about emulators, I had a question, it was a burning question that I was asking myself and that worried me when I agreed to review this. It was, how can I or anyone justify spending damn near £50 on this when something like this exists? Intellivision lives. The history of video gaming, over 16 Intellivision games included inside. Probably cost about £25 when it came out. I bought that for £6, but second-hand things, ignore all of that. Even at brand new, that is cheaper than this. How can you justify this? And the answer is actually really simple. And as soon as I played on this, I knew the answer. I played this once to record videos of some of the games on it, and I haven't played it since. And the reason, you played this with this. Now, you were watching probably, I hope, earlier where I was playing games, and I was using this. And now, in a couple of places I was getting in a mess. I didn't know which button was I meant to press to make it, I don't know, set the settings for the game or whatever. Putting the overlays on helps. Now imagine trying to do that where even when you can see the buttons in front of you, you don't know what you're meant to press. Imagine that where you can't see the buttons in front of you. You've got key combinations, various push this and then push that or something to simulate pushing one of them. It's a bloody nightmare. You have to keep referring to the manual, and when you don't, if you need the manual to know which key combination represents which button on that pad, when you don't even know which button on that pad does a thing on the game, it's not fun. So I played this once and it aggravated me. That is why this is, it's a better gaming experience than this by a very, very long way. So, who is this aimed at? The short answer is, I don't actually know. It says 5+ on the box. I don't think a 5-year-old would appreciate this. I don't think an 8, 10, 12, 14-year-old would appreciate this, and unless they're specifically into retro gaming, and some are. And then you get your hardcore, proper retro collectors. People like me, who just want the proper hardware. Well, I say people like me, the difference is I'm also a retro gamer, and there's the thing. Someone who is all about having the proper, authentic, old school hardware, who wants a proper Mattel Intellivision, will just buy a Mattel Intellivision and turn their nose up at this. I understand that. That was actually my view for quite a long time. Except, I'm also a retro gamer, and there will be people who had an Intellivision back in the day or had an Atari, and they want to relive their old school gaming days or explore the games that they didn't have because they had the other system, but they don't want to risk using eBay to buy the original hardware, which might be broken or might break or might be unreliable, or maybe their TV just won't display it. But they want to play the games, and for them this is perfect. It's so much better than playing an emulator, and so much easier and more, I think, I'm going to say more reliable. I haven't had this long enough to know how reliable it is, but I plug it in and it works. And I know that some very old hardware just plain doesn't. So there is a logical reason for having one of these or wanting one of these. There is a market for this. There is a niche, I think, where this fits and makes sense. $49.99 is a lot of money for what is effectively a plug and play. If you look at it on a purely technical level, you plug it in, you play it. You can't choose your own games, as in buy the cartridges, so there's no Parker Brothers, no Activision, whatever, Imagic, the people who made third-party games. And that's a shame, but you get a reliable system and a good retro gaming experience with 60 games, which I guess were made by Mattel. And some of them are very good. Some of them confuse the hell out of me, and I don't know what you're meant to do because I haven't read the manuals. But yes, it's not a cheap, nasty, NES on a chip plug and play full of old Famicom games that have just been like hacked or thrown together with no thought whatsoever. A lot of thought has gone into this to make it feel real. These, fantastic. Barely, only on the side buttons can you tell the difference. Yes, I do. I think there is a place for these. I like it. It's something I'm going to sit and play, and I'm definitely going to put some videos up over the coming days, weeks, months, whatever. You're going to see some Intellivision games from this because it's making playing the games on it fun, just having that controller. So yes, I have mentioned the price a couple of times. It is for $49.99 from funstock.co.uk. You can get a discount. There'll be a box somewhere on there where you can put in a discount code. If you put in Benway, all in capital letters, that will give you a 5% discount. I don't get a cut from that. Disclaimer straight from there is no conflict of interest here. I'm not saying, hey, go and buy this because I'll get money. I won't. That is just so they can track and see, has this review actually got them any sales? But it'll get you a 5% discount. So if you decide you want one of these, that is the place to go, and that is the code to put in. Benway, all in capitals. That's probably all I've got to say, really. I have enjoyed playing it. I'm going to continue enjoying playing it because it's fun. It's not perfect. It would be nice if you could put cartridges in, but that's the nature of plug and plays, isn't it? You take what they give you and you play them, and you accept the limitations for the convenience, and it is very, very convenient. So I'm just going to put this up to the camera because I've been sitting all the way back here. I'm going to give you a last look before I go. Because I think it's, well, you know what I think by now. It's fun, it's cool, it is what it is. it's a pretty decent representation of what it was like to play video games back in 1978, was it? 9? I don't remember exactly what year it was. Yeah, it's pretty good. That will do, I think. Thank you for watching.
Right, hit the subscribe button or I'm getting naked on camera. Go on, do it. Right, you asked for it. Ah, you asked for it. Ha, ha, ha. Uh-oh.